sustainable practices which are which are taking place in the school campuses, and understand some quantifiable outcomes and blueprints of some projects which have really worked well for you. So the audience can have a roadmap that if they really want to replicate any one successful project at their school.
Thank you, Pratik, for giving this opportunity. I have been associating with Pratik. I think this is my 4th month. Yeah. So we are trying to understand, but I actually met Pratik because we have been doing this from long time, and he was fascinated looking at our campus. Our school is around 30 years old with the kilometer radius of 2.5, 3. I have 12 big and huge schools. To be frank enough, I was just staying 15 years back around 500 meters or say a kilometer away from the school, and I myself didn't know that school existed. And they don't believe in marketing. They don't believe in any flex. Their marketing is only through parents. At the time I joined in 2015, they didn't even have buses. Okay, it's a school named Gurukul with the school of difference, and it's basically there to only serve the neighborhood children. So they promote children to come by cycle and go, either parent pick up and parent drop. Very, very insisting on parent drop because they believe that is a crucial year to bond with mother and the teacher. So that's the philosophy. It started 30 years back. And of late, yes, there are more talks of school coming out, and we have admissions which has increased. Now we are having 4 buses. Okay, with 4 buses, how do I manage is we have different time where the children are left so that we don't have to bring more buses, but at the same time, can collaborate and still reduce the traffic on the road. And it's also off time, so children get back home faster. So that is one. And second thing is we've always had no book policy and actually no bag policy in the school. We don't carry bags till child is 4th standard. Okay, the bag has only a towel and a tiffin box and a diary of the school or some book to write down something. That's it. Because basically it is a experiential learning school where they do things and they record in small pieces of papers. And they need to file it, and that's their notes. And there's no rote learning where the teacher gives some question answers and they sit and copy it. Instead, the challenges are thrown to the child where the research is more found. So they do their notes or whatever write-ups are basically through research in the library, which is direct. So there is only facilitation of teaching which happens, but the real teaching or the learning is done by the child. So there's no notebook as such which is given till 6th standard. So post 6th standard, we have our normal CBSE curriculum. On that also, we try and see textbooks are only as reference, which is kept in the classrooms and not carried every day. So that reduces the weight of the bags as well as unnecessary. Every child has that copy. Instead, the publications, n number of publications, each might be 2-3 copies, so they can refer from any book. So that's the way the school functions. To bring the curriculum or the how sustainability works, we have open classrooms, which is called as Tapovan actually. But that's the name of a classroom which is under a banyan tree. We have 3 such classrooms. We have to do bookings for it because that's a huge rush to go there. And children don't want to learn in the classroom in 4 walls. They want to explore. So they're really the benches which is made of rocks. I mean those the silver stones. And the children sit on stones and it's like that village setup where they sit and learn. Okay, there are 3 classrooms like that. And there are no benches and desks in the classroom till 4th standard. They're supposed to sit down and work because their work is basically with the material. So they need space to work. So that's why there's no benches and desks. Our children also have something called as a village panchayat, which is called a school panchayat for us in our school, which is closely associated with BBMP, police, fire, and 5 other entities which come once in a month. And our school children of 6th and above, they are selected as classroom panchayats again and nominated for this role, where they find the problems in their neighborhood, like the electricity cutouts are so many times. या फिर there is a drainage blockage because of the rains, which is, giving stinking smell or in that particular area of the children. So children actually file complaint with the classroom will file it to the school, and the school projects it to the actual authorities which can solve. One such episode was, we have these water filling bottles, that 5 rupee bottle. For the 5 rupee water, we actually lose, for the 20 liters, we actually lose 20 more liters from that filter.
Yeah.
And it is, the lost water is flowing on the road, which is on the open space on a tar road, and it's the entry of my school. So the whole area there looks dirty and shabby without rain for 365 days. So that was something which is a concern to clean. So one of the child came up with at that time that Elchanalli metro was constructed, and the child literally came out with a proposal, and we submitted to BBMP to bring those lorries which put those water in metro construction to be filled from this pipe, so that the water is not wasted on road. Instead, you put it in a place where it is actually needed, though it is a wastewater. So that way, it was a child's idea. It was a proposal which was sent through the child with the panel, gone, and the work was done. And till now, that is still happening in the school. And we also are, so this is how, we do sustainability in our house. But when the child gets instigated, he will force you to do it. Now with Go Sharpener, I am finding that electricity, what ma'am was saying, I am not doing anything, but everybody has to bring that electricity. The child is worried. The next day, month's that electricity bill, how will I compare with my friend? So he is forcing the parents at home to switch off all the fans. So this, I'm seeing that happening, one. And then I like the idea. Actually, I got interested with Pratik, otherwise everything was happening in the school, was about this social media, that your app thing. These children have this fantasy of taking photos. And when photos are taken for a purpose, that becomes a value, or you start making it as a habit. So all these photos, like putting a feed for a bird, or watering a plant for the day, all those photos they take, it is uploaded in the network where they see other schools, other children doing some other things. So they come with other ideas apart from my 1200, and which is very, very very interactive. It is necessity for an exposure today to children. And we can't, exposure doesn't mean we send them always out of the gate. There is a way, social medias are good. I am sure many of our school also do marketing through social media. And now there is no craze of those, selfies, but we do, every work which happens in the school is on the Facebook. What happens in the classroom is on the Facebook, but it's good. At least we come to know what other is doing in their school, and can I also do it? And that's pretty good. I know that can be a good habit, actually. Yeah, sharing should be there. And this type of app where there is no hazards or no scare, there is some public in the domain. It's only school children. So there is a lot of protectiveness given to the children, and he can easily talk to those other children, which is something which we have to appreciate. Now I am slowly getting into his papers and books for this month. I hope Pratik does well, and I really liked his product. And our campus is completely made of recyclable, the doors of old houses, and all those bricks what you saw over the ceiling are made out of the real soil, and it was overnight created bricks.
When I visited Madam's school for a teacher orientation session, so it was a huge hall like this. Generally, I'm just saying that how culturally people are tuned towards it. So there were 10 teachers who were to be trained, and this was huge hall. And I entered the room, and genetically all 10 of them were only here, and the tube light of only this portion was switched on. And the fan also. And the remaining fans and the lights within the same hall were off. So it actually, and Madam was not there. She came to the room with me. So what I understood was that culturally, it is set amongst even the staff of the school that how do we conserve? Because I was reading somewhere that all the principals like you are the heart of the institution. And sustainable campuses are not only built by architects, They are built by attitude, approach, and your focus towards building a culture towards it.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Round of applause. Thank you so much.